Hi dear students, to my channel Mathematics Made Easy. This is Ms. Ruchika welcoming all my grade 10 elite students to the first video of term 1. Today we are covering module 4 lesson 1 operations on functions. Today's video is going to be part 1 of the series and there will be a part 2 also coming up that will complete this lesson. And in today's session our learning objectives would be to find the sum, difference, product, and questions of functions. So as the name of the lesson suggests, we are going to do operations. So we'll do the 4 basic algebraic operations. And I welcome you to today's session. In today's session, we'll be looking at how we can add, subtract, multiply, and divide the function as you see in the picture. And let's get into the video. And before we do that, a humble request, a kind reminder to all my dear students who've been watching my videos, who've been liking my content, to make sure to subscribe to the channel because it gives me motivation to make more and more videos for you. Share the video with your friends who will find it useful. Okay, so the arithmetic operations, as I told you, 4 types of functions that we'll be looking at. So we'll be doing addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division of 2 functions. So if you have the first function f of x, second function g of x, then you can add to get f of x plus g of x, subtract to get their difference, multiply to get their multiplication, and divide to get their division. Now the important point on division is that the denominator cannot be 0 because then the function will not be defined. So the denominator not equal to 0. This is an important condition. So the function gx which is coming in the denominator which is dividing should not be 0. So these are some examples for the function. So let's solve a question on addition of 2 functions. F of x is given to you as negative 6x plus 5. G of x is given to you as negative 4x cubed minus 3x squared. So you have to find the addition of the 2 functions. So let's add them together. This is equal to f of x plus g of x. So first I'm going to put the value of f of x. This is a function, I put them in a bracket and then I add to it g of x, negative 4x cubed minus 3x squared. Now while you are adding, you have to observe, do they have any like terms so that we can combine? So this has power of degree 1, this is a number, this has degree 3, this has degree 4, degree 2. So all terms have different degree, there is no like term, but the highest degree here is power 3. So always when you are giving your answer for addition of 2 functions, you have to give it in standard form. Means first you will write the term which is having the maximum power. So minus 4x cubed will come first and then you keep on decreasing the power. So next term would be negative 3x squared, next term would be negative 6x and last term would be the number. Now there was no like term, that's why we could not combine anything. So just we rearranged the terms in the order from highest to lowest. So this is called standard form of function or of a polynomial. So what is your answer? A, B, C, D. Please check and tell me. So yes, you are correct. A is the answer because it is given in standard form. Let's now find subtraction of 2 functions. So we are going to subtract gx from fx. So this is fx minus gx. So when you are putting now the function, when you are substituting, you have to be careful of the sign. Don't make any sign mistakes. So there's a negative and then we put the bracket and the value of the second function. Now you know when you are opening the brackets and there's a negative sign outside, the inside terms will change the sign. So negative 6x plus 5 will be as it is, there is no change to it. But this negative sign which is outside the second function is going to change the sign of these 2 terms. So the sign was negative and negative, so it will become positive and positive. Okay, so when it is subtraction, you have to be careful of the sign, change the sign. Now again we have to give our answer in standard form. So first we will write the maximum power, then the next one, then the next one, and then the next one. So let's check our answer. Our correct answer for this question is going to be B. See, this cannot be the answer because it is showing division. And in this question you are asked Which operation? Subtraction. So straight away you can remove this option. You can remove this option also because this was answer for A part. So here you have to be careful of sign. That's the only thing that change in subtraction. Let's give you a little more practice. So we'll solve one more question. First part, you have to add the two functions. So let's add. This is fx, this is gx. And now you will see there will be some like terms also. So we are going to combine them together. So first I'm just putting the values of the two functions taken from the question. And now we'll see for like term. So do you have a like term that can be combined here? Yes, these two can be combined. Both have power 3. So that's why they are like terms. Then 11x. Do you have a like term? Yes, 4x. It can be combined. 1 can be combined with -2. So let's do that combination. So -2 minus 2 minus 4x cube. Now this term does not have any like term, so I'm going to put it as it is. 11 with 4 will give you 15. 1 with -2 will give you -1. So which is your answer? A, because it matches our final answer. So what was different in this question than the previous one? Let's analyze. We did the combination of like terms. What are like terms? Which have the same variable part. So here it was x cube, here it was x cube. Those were like term combined. Here it was x, here it was x. So they were like terms combined. Numbers are also combined together in a similar way. Let's now proceed to, after addition and subtraction, to multiplication and division. So first I will show you a solved example, then we'll do some questions together. So this is the guided practice which will be your classwork. I would want you to solve in your notebooks, and then let's check what is given here. So two functions fx and gx are given. You need to find each function first for the multiplication, second for the division. And if you see carefully, it is asking you to indicate any restrictions in the domain or the range. So this restriction is going to come for division, because if you remember when I showed you the first slide of the class, I told you that g of x, the denominator cannot be 0. So there is going to be a restriction that will come only in division. Let's do multiplication first. So you just multiply the two functions, you put their value. Now when you are multiplying, I hope you remember that we are going to use distributive property. So we are going to distribute this function over the other function, multiply each term, simplify and combine, and this is what you will get. I'll be solving a similar question 2A in the next slide for you, and you'll also try with me. Let's do division. For division, you are dividing the two functions. So when you divide, you write it in this way and you say that the denominator cannot be 0. So denominator is 3x minus 4. This cannot be 0, means 3x cannot be 4, means divide by 3, x cannot be 4 by 3. So that's the restriction on the domain. So what is the restriction? The domain cannot have the point x equal to 4 by 3. So 4 by 3 is excluded from the domain of division. You remove that point because at that point the function is not defined. Okay, so let's try 2A and 2B now in the next slide, and the correct answers would come out to be these. I have provided you so that you can check your answers. So let's solve them together. Take out your notebooks and solve with me. Okay, so first we'll go for multiplication. So this will be fx multiplied with gx. I'm going to divide the slide into two parts, one for 2a, one for 2b. So we'll put the value x square minus 7x plus 2, that's fx, and x plus 4. Now another way of solving this to make it more easy would be to write x plus 4 first multiplied by this. Now multiplication of two functions is commutative, so you can change the order. Now you will understand why I changed the order, because when I do distributive property, I'm going to break this. So there are two parts, x and 4. So I break it in two parts, put the same sign plus, and now I write this same thing. So I'm trying to just make your calculation more easy. Use this way of doing distributive because that is going to really help you for your exams. So now you multiply, make these arrows always. so that you don't miss any term and don't make any sign mistake. So whenever you are distributing, you are multiplying by each term. So x with x square, negative 7x with x, plus 2 times x, plus 4 times x square, minus 4 times 7 times x, plus, now 4 times 2 is 8, so I'm just writing it as it is. Now x to the power 1 and x to the power 2 power will get added. X to the power 1, x to the power 1 power will get added, and 2x plus 4x square minus 28x plus 8. Now combine like terms. Do you have any like term for this? No. So write it as it is. You can combine the like terms with these terms. So minus 7 plus 4 will give minus 3x square, plus 2x minus 28 would give you minus 26x, and plus 8. So this is your final answer, and check if it is in standard form. Yes, it is. So it's correct. Now let's proceed to division. In division, you will have a restriction on the domain. So f of x divided by g of x, you write the function, just put the value. And what is the restriction? The denominator cannot be 0. So gx equal to x plus 4 cannot be 0. So what is that value of x? So x cannot be equal to minus 4. So from the domain of the function, you remove x equal to minus 4. So x equal to minus 4 is excluded from domain of which function? Of the division function of fx over gx, as the denominator cannot be 0. So that's how you'll solve the question. Now I'm going to show you some questions which you'll practice, and then we'll check your answer. Okay, so I'm going to give you a few seconds to try yourself this question. So it's a multiple choice question. One option would be the correct answer. Please start. Solve it in your notebooks, and then you will check your answer. Take 2 minutes to do this. So f of x is given, g of x is given, you have to multiply. So when you multiply, which property you will use? You will use distributive. Which is smaller function? X plus 6. The bigger one is x square minus 36. So distribute, break this into two parts. If you break this into two parts, x plus 6, and then you write the same function as it is. When we are doing distributive property, it is important to put the brackets, so you are going to not miss any term and don't do any mistake. So what do you get here? X cube minus 36x plus 6x square minus 6 times 36. So just simplify it a little bit, do the calculation, and then you'll check your answer. So this is x cube. Now I have to put in standard form, so I'm putting 6x square first, then this, and then 2, 6. So the final answer is this, so B is your answer. That was multiplication. Let's practice a question on division now. Now this is an important question. Here you are dividing fx with gx. So let's put the value x square minus 36 over x plus 6. So right now nothing is cancelling, but if you use the concept of factorization, if you use the concept of algebra, you will get a little more simplification. So this is same as x square minus 6 square over x plus 6. Now 36 is a perfect square, you can write it as 6 square, and now we are going to use algebra, which says a square minus b square. This is difference of squares. So one square, another square, and it's different. Subtraction is a plus b with a minus b. So when I use that here in the numerator, the first term is x, the second term is 6. So x plus 6, x minus 6. Now you can very well see one term is cancelling. What is that term? X plus 6 and x plus 6. So the simplification is x minus 6 only. But what is the condition? Denominator not equal to 0. So that means x plus 6 cannot be 0. X cannot be minus 6. So your answer is D. So that is all in today's video. We have completed part 1 of module 4, lesson 1, operation of functions. Today we looked at addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. So stay glued to my channel and make sure you subscribe and share this video with your friends. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and also press the bell icon so that you don't miss part 2 of this video and the upcoming future videos. You will get notified if you are pressing the bell icon, and you will find all the useful videos with you all the time. Until then, this is Ms. Ruchika signing off from today's session. See you in my next video. Bye, students.